Hey folks, let's take a look at the what we call the team carousel here. Now it's basically, if you've worked with our templates before, it's a bit of a modified version of the info box carousel. Uh, Basically, it's a bootstrap carousel. It's a 4-column design, and it rotates the 4 columns back and forth. So let's just take a look at some of the key things that you would need to update in here. Mainly the picture and the name and the link that you can go to when you hover over a picture. So let's just jump in Dreamweaver, shall we, and open up the library, the components, and the carousels. And down here at the bottom we have the team carousel. That's the one we want to focus on for this tutorial. We'll just open up the team carousel.lbi, and from this point on, really there's information in here which we've covered in some of the other tutorials. One is carousels, working with the different bootstrap carousels, the fact that everything in here is within a group, or a slide I should say. Right, there's the slide right there. Everything's denoted, so if you want to add or remove more slides, this is where to do it. Now the difference with this one here is we have what's called a first group of 4. Now when we take a look at the carousel, right, if we start off on the very first page here, if we get down to the section, there's 4 picks or 4 carousel boxes. So this is the first group of 4. If we traverse to the next set of images, it moves all the way across, showing a second group of 4, and if we click the little icon carousel indicator here, it takes us to yet a third set of 4 images for a total of 12. Of course, you can add or remove images, and they're always going to be in a group of 4 though, because that's the way the carousel works for this particular version. All right, so if you want to add another group of images, simply where it says first group of 4, you'll need to sort of grab that, copy all the way down to and including the comment tag here, and you see where it says it ends with first group of 4. You would copy this entire chunk of code here, and then you would, between the first and the second group, or the second and third group, I'll show you down here, we have a second to third group. You could copy the code in there to create another group, or find the ending of that third group, scroll all the way to the bottom, there's the third group, right? You could actually make some space and paste in another group, so now you now have a total of 16 boxes and pictures. Now in each box, really there's only a little bit of information you need to change, or within each slide there's only a little bit of information. For this slide here, we have a picture, the member name, and the member position, and this picture links to a page. Those are the 4 bits of information you would need to change per slide. Okay, so now that we have 16 different slides, we can go ahead and make our changes. Right? And we could do this to start off with. We would do it in the design window. Flip it right up, start with the first pick, just double click, browse to your new image, click OK, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. Now I do have other tutorials that, like I said, that talk about working with bootstrap carousels and slides, and I have tutorials that talk about changing pictures and sizing pictures and all that. So really the only focus we need for this particular item is you would change the name right here, you would change the description right here, okay, and then the picture, which I just demonstrated. Now the picture is what is linked, okay, and to tell or change the link, you would just select it, and right down here in the hyperlink tool, and this is something else we've covered in another video, is you just select the image, use the point to file tool, point to the page you want it to link to, drag and drop, or manually type in the HTTP ://www, and then the page you want it to link to, if you want it to link to use an absolute URL. So those are the 4 critical bits of information you would need to know in order to update your team slider. Other than that, everything's done automatically for you. If you only wanted to have 3 slides, what you could do is just leave one picture blank and leave the text and the title and the description blank, and then it would have a place, but it wouldn't show anything. And that's kind of what you'd end up doing until you had a 4th picture to fill that spot up, because what will happen is these won't automatically resize unless you do it manually. So let me show you how to do that manually if you really want to. In the beginning I showed you how to create or copy an entire group. So that's the first group of 4. Right? And let's say, for example, I only really needed 3 pictures for this group here. What you could try is right here where it says column XS6, column small 3, change the 3, change that to a 4. Scroll down to the next slide. See how they're commented? Slide, slide, right? look for the column small 3, change that to a 4, and do that for the first 3 columns. Change them all to 4. Scroll down, find the final slide, that 4th slide, and, well, delete it. Delete that 4th slide. So now you actually have a group of 3 slides, but what we've done is we basically widened the columns a little bit. We said, hey, we don't have 4 picks, let's go with 3. We'll have to change the column widths in order to make that happen. We just did that, and hopefully the picture you use, the image that you're using to replace, will fit. So it's just a matter of changing it, and you may need to increase the size a little bit proportionately to help fill up the space.